For years, the focus of America's immigration crackdown was largely on Mexicans and Central American migrants. Then it shifted to Indians, specifically after a massive rise in Indian migrant crossing at the U.S. Mexico border, and that too in search of better opportunity. Now, under Trump's return to the power, another group is in the spotlight: the 390,000 undocumented Chinese migrants that are living in the US. The fear among Chinese immigrants has intensified, and that too since Trump's re-election. His administration has promised the largest mass deportation in the US history, and Chinese nationals are among those in the crosshairs. In California, home to over 1 lakh undocumented Chinese people, many are now scared to even step outside. Under Trump's policy, the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement has already begun conducting raids in major cities, arresting Chinese migrants in restaurants, businesses, and even in so-called sanctuary cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles. Many of these individuals have lived in the U.S. for decades, and now they fear deportation to a China that barely recognize. Trump's anti-China stance is no secret. Everybody knows about it. His trade wars, accusation of Chinese invasion, and rioting about national security have all contributed to growing anti-Chinese sentiments in the US. But now, he has gone a step further, alleging, without evidence by the way, that undocumented Chinese migrants could be forming a hidden army in America. This claim has sparked concern within the community, and immigrants' rights groups say that this has led to increased racial profiling. One major reason for this crackdown is the sharp rise in Chinese migrant crossing the U.S. Mexico border. In 2023 alone, over 35,000 Chinese nationals entered the U.S. through a dangerous dead end gap route in Latin America, 10 times higher than 2022. With Chinese economies struggling and strict visa restrictions making legal migration difficult, many are risking everything to enter the US illegally. Now, if we compare it with India, then Indian migrants faced a similar situation just months ago. Thousands of Indians, specifically from Punjab and Gujarat, made their way through Latin America to cross into the US just in search of better life. The number of undocumented Indians in the US has surged, and Trump's administration has already taken steps to crack down on this particular group. In states like Texas and California, many Indian migrants without legal status are living in constant fear, just like their Chinese counterparts. The US government's policies are getting stricter, and authorities are now conducting mass deportation of illegal migrants regardless of their backgrounds. In fact, in just past 8 months, the US has already sent 5 chartered deportation flights to China, a move that was not common in previous years. Experts believe that the Chinese government's newfound willingness to accept deported nationals has actually encouraged US to ramp up its removal operations. This is a stark contrast to India, where diplomatic negotiations often slow down deportation. With nearly 38,000 undocumented Chinese migrants already having final deportation order, the numbers are expected to rise. In the meantime, experts argue that Trump's aggressive deportation plan may be more about political posturing than actual implementation. Adding to this, mass deportation comes with an astonishing price tag. Removing just 1 million people a year would cost an estimated $88 billion. Many believe that while Trump's administration will push for tough immigration policies, large-scale removals may not be as feasible as they sound. However, the fear is real. In cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York, Chinese immigrants, many of whom have been in the US for years now, are avoiding public spaces, skipping their work, and even they are not going out to buy grocery, and that is just to avoid ICE raid. So in the end, if the current trend continues, we could see more mass deportation, not just of Chinese migrants, but also of other undocumented groups, including Indians. Many undocumented immigrants, regardless of their nationality, are now being advised to seek legal help and understand their rights before it is too late. As the US tightens its grip on immigration, one thing is clear. The road ahead is uncertain for both Indian and Chinese undocumented migrants. With increasing ICE raid and tougher policies, many are left wondering who's next on Trump's list.